Let's talk about the Timberwolves game because, like, man, this one's tough. This one's really tough. I've got strong trends on both sides. My number projects a little bit on the Magic because my numbers still really like Orlando. I think this is going to be a really low-scoring game, which I think leads very much into your favor. But give me your cap for why you like the Magic +7.
Yeah, that's a part of the cap. Magic +7 against the Timberwolves here. The game total is 212.5, and I believe that's maybe even a touch high in this spot. That's so I'm always going to take almost 3 possession number when the spread is as low as 212.5. Also, since Franz Wagner has been back, they've settled in as of late. The first couple games when he came back were rocky, but they've now covered in 3 straight. These two teams played a few weeks ago, and the Timberwolves rolled. But no Franz Wagner, no Wendell Carter Jr. in that game. The Magic on the road have been undervalued all year long, 16-10 against the spread on the road. This is just going to be a grinded out game. And I also, as much as I worry about Orlando being able to score, I also worry about just Minnesota, especially down the stretch offensively, how they're going to be able to put it in the hole against a really good Magic squad. So I think points are going to be at a tip-top premium, inflated premium in this matchup. So I'm going to take the 7 in a very low-scoring game, and hopefully we can hang on down the stretch there in this matchup. I just don't think there's going to be enough points scored, so I'll take the 7 in this matchup. And Franz is back, the playmaker's back. That's a massive get for Orlando as they start to close this first half going into the break.
So I looked at this number just now, and I want to see. Okay, look, I've gotten so used to using net rating, which is pace adjusted in all of my analysis, that I honestly forget that like points per game is like a thing, right? So, but the systems that I use can only really use points per game. So I did look at the Wolves at home versus teams that allow less than 112. So basically, if it's great defensive team versus great defensive team, that's lean towards Minnesota. They are 6-0 straight up, 5-1 ATS versus teams that allow fewer than 112 points. The Magic allow 110.9. So tough one on that one. But look, this number I think is high, right? And I think with Orlando in particular, it is difficult to get a sense of who and what they are based off of the fact that they've had the injuries that they did. They were without Wendell Carter Jr. for over a month. They missed Franz Wagner for weeks. Like this team, I think when it's more complete, gets a lot better. Like they're a team that really needs all those guys because they need an offensive scoring punch. Now they've been sliding pretty continuously. And we'll see what, this is, I think, a big test for them on the road versus a really great defense, top of the Western Conference, number 1 defense in the league. But I think you are right that like Orlando is going to get up and like they will put Jalen Suggs. Probably he'll spend at least a little bit of time on Ant, even though Ant's got a size advantage there. They do have the bigs to match up with Minnesota. That's huge. Like just having the bigs to match up with them is going to be huge. It's going to be interesting to see what Orlando does at the deadline. By the way, sneak peek, 2 little letters that I think could wind up mattering for the Magic, K and L. So you can put that together for who might be in their backcourt down the line. But yeah, I like this pick. I can't go with it just because I really don't want to fade Minnesota at home. Like they're just they're so good, but I don't mind the pick at all.